Mic on.
Buenos dias, compadres. Que pedo, que anda, que tal, que pasa, what's up? How's it going? You damn dirty apes. Let's get it. I'm going to get right into it this morning, and we're going to just take a look at the pre-market. Just about 3 minutes until the market opens, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to be exact, and we'll hop right over to the charts. All right, we hit a high last night of about $11.90. That's what we really wanted to see. As you remember yesterday, we set this, let me get rid of this active trader here. You can see here, we set this price level here at $11.94. So we ran up, almost touched that level. And remember, old resistance becomes new support and vice versa. So we took this from a couple of days ago here, right here about 3 days ago, and where we touched right in here, and we bounced off of it. Looks like we probably got, pretty damn close to where we currently sit today, or in the pre-market this morning. So you can see here that this is this gray bar graph is divided into the after hours of yesterday and the pre-market hours of today, and we had a huge push up this morning, and I'm looking to continue this run throughout the day. I think we'll see a little bit more consolidation once either around this $11 mark or once we get up. I'd like to see us push up and test another level, but for now we're going to keep this as a level of resistance right here at about 1194, 1192, somewhere around there, and see if we can test that again and maybe get a push up through that. So just about 50 seconds away and we'll be off. What we're going to do now is we're going to pull up the flexible grid here, and we'll take a look over at Gamestop and see the same thing. So Gamestop, man, we hit about $208.47 in the after hours here. So looking to stay above $200. Currently, it looks like we are sitting just about 199.11. And cheers. So about 20 seconds out, and we'll see what gets rolling and rocking this morning. Hey, Rox. And here we go. Alright, I'm going to take a micro look over here at AMC before we keep an eye on both of them. Looks like we're having a little bit of a sell-off early this morning, pushed right below that support of $11.32 that we set yesterday. And we'll see what we get going. Yesterday, if you notice, we had a strong push up, and we just kind of continued to push up throughout the mid-morning. Hopefully this is not a repeat of what we saw a few days ago here, and this is on the 15-minute candle, so this will look a little bit different than what we see when I actually do a micro view in. So let's take a look there. So yeah, it looks like we actually started out green on the 1 minute here. So they tried to sell it off right during pre-market, but that did not work. We are battling it out this morning, and let's see if we can continue like what we saw yesterday. And I'll just pull up the grid here for Gamestop as well. What do you guys drink out there for breakfast in the morning? You a tea person, coffee, energy drink, or Coca-Cola? Matter of fact, you see we got a New Jersey on today. This is America, the Águilas. Yesterday, rocking with the old US of A. Who knows what we'll do tomorrow? So it looks like GameStop is actually selling off a little bit this morning here. We'll see if they hit a level of support and then kind of trend back upwards, and see what happens here with old AMC. We still are holding AMC, and we'll be holding for a very long time. I'll let you guys know whenever I decide to take some profits on this thing, but when I was up about 65%, almost 70%, I did not take profits, and it wasn't enough for me. I'm going to keep holding this thing till we get a nice squeeze here, or until I start to see above 100% profits. And even then, who knows? If it can get 100%, why not 200%, right? So You can see we're still holding 300 long here. Average price of $8.68 over on AMC. Don't currently hold anything in GME. And it looks like GME did find a little bit of a support level here at this 192 mark. So going to be testing 200 for the day and seeing if they can close for all those in the money contracts at $200 on GME. AMC, we'd really like to see us push above $12 and see if we can close out some of those options contracts. I did dump 2 of my options contracts ending today. $16 strike price for AMC. Took a net loss of about $161 on those. Just want to be transparent with all you watchers out there, all 3 of you. So other options contracts we got, still have the $40 strike price for June 18th on AMC. Currently sitting at about $77 for the contract, it looks like. Which is down about $88 or so. So not too bad. We still have a long ways to go before Theta Decay really starts to kick in. So I'll be holding this thing for a little bit. Once we start hitting some positive, unless we get this gamma squeeze and it starts to run up, I'm going to be hanging on to it for just a few more weeks. Hopefully that's all it takes. When I start to see some green, then it may be time to dump it and just take some profits off the table. So there's a little bit of a sell-off for both positions or both stocks this morning. Volume doing okay over on AMC, trending about between 600 and 800,000 on just on the 4 or 5 minutes that we've been open. Still sitting above $11, so I will just zoom out here. See if I can get the what I'd really like to see is that other level of support there, but I might have to take this chart off here just so we can zoom in and see if I can get a good look. And man, you know, that's a good thing that we're so far above it that I can't even get it in focus here. So somewhere around that $11 mark, we have tested this or used this level of support and resistance at 1091, and we'll go back just a few days so you guys can see where we chose that. Just on yesterday alone, you can see we kind of bounced around it a couple of times. Didn't really respect it, just pushed right through it and back down. Then we traded off of it once we pushed through in the afternoon, and it looks like we bounced around a couple times here, once there. Kind of use it again a third time here, and if we go back even farther, we traded around that line as well. So somewhere around that $11 mark, just underneath it, is a known level of support and resistance for us. So you can see here that we use it as a level of resistance before. So it's a known level of resistance and support, so we're going to keep it there. And we'll be looking to maybe retrace this a little bit, bounce off of it, and see what happens here. So I'm okay with this. We'll see as long as we keep this level of support here. Looks like we're reaching oversold on the RSI. We'll be looking for the blue line to cross the gold line here, and if anybody knows what these lines are called, please let me know. Matter of fact, how about we just get some answers right now? I think I've said that every day for like the last few days. Oh, almost forgot here. We'll take a look over at fake intel. I'll just reload it real quick so we know that we're working with the most recent information here. And glad that I did, because this actually changed once more. So I think it was at 600,000 short shares availability this morning, currently at 900,000. So down from yesterday. I think we saw a maximum of like 3.3 or 3.1 million short shares available. Short volume ratio has been going up from where it was currently at. Maybe we can see that it's currently sitting at about 21%. The short borrow fee rate, however, has went down from its 4.29 to 3.25. And you can see right here, we have been trending upwards into the 20s now today in the short volume ratio. So the put to call ratio is about 1.54, so meaning that there are more puts than there are calls, just slightly. And with the short volume ratio, what that is it takes the volume traded throughout the day, and it's a percentage of that volume that is short. So if you know, and that's not, just remember that these numbers are always reported here on Fintel. They take from FINRA, and they, for whatever reason, are always underreported. But the short volume ratio is about 21% of the total market the volume traded in AMC was short positions. And this is what we're going to do. MACD. I don't know, just MACD, right? MACD lines. The MACD line is the 12-day exponential moving average, or EMA, less than the 26-day EMA. Closing prices are used for these moving average, a 9-day EMA of the MACD. So let me see what I actually have set, and maybe that will answer some of these questions here. 12, 26, and 9. However, looks like I have some of this removed. Let me go into the settings here. Studies, edit studies, and let's look at the MACD and see what we've got up in here. So the blue line is the moving average. All right. So the study parameters, man, this is really, really tiny right here. That's what she said. The study parameters and data use historical market data and information gathered by TD Ameritrade. All output is for informational and educational. Okay, whatever. That may not even give us anything. And the average, so the value and the average. The moving average of the MACD. Okay, I think so. We're going to get the same information here. So okay, so it looks like the blue line is the current value of the position in some form on this MACD. Not really sure how they calculate that. And then the gold line is the average, the moving average. And maybe both of them are moving averages. That didn't really clarify a whole lot. So there are definitely some kind of moving averages. Okay, the signal line. Looks like I'll have to do some more homework on this. A little hard for my tiny brain to understand here. But it looks as though those are signal lines between 12 days. So one looks like it's the exponential moving average of 9 days, and then the other one is a moving average 12 and 26. But I'm not sure at what point does it become 12 and what point does it become 26. So I'll do some more homework on that tonight and or this afternoon, and then once we get on the closing bell arguments, we'll have a little chat again. So didn't even quite make it down here to this price line that we had. So just hitting a low of about 1093, 1092, so just a couple pennies off our 1091 mark. Still looking good. Nice little retracement in the morning. You know, maybe some people are trying to take a little bit of profit and get out, or maybe people are shorting this thing again, which always seems to be the case. We'll pull up. So Gamestop currently sitting at $193. Trended just below for briefly our price line at about 189.30. So I didn't quite respect it, just kind of went right through it and then back right up through it. So looks like we will have to set a new level of support somewhere just about there. And I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be a level of resistance. Yeah, so if we go back here, we can kind of look somewhere in there. So let's use that. And it looks like we did get a bounce off of it, and working on the second bounce. Going back to the full screen chart here with AMC, and could possibly set a target there and see if that is our new level of resistance for the time being. And looks like it currently is. We'll see if we get a push up or we get rejected, and currently it looks like we are being rejected here. But if you guys notice, the MACD is crossing over the exponential moving average line here, so starting to see some buying territory here. We did reach oversold a couple times, and you can see the buying pressure starting to push into this thing with the MACD indicator and the RSI. And let me get there we go. Man, these first 15 minutes go by really quickly. All right, man. You take your eyes off this thing for a second, it starts to move. Maybe I should just keep my head turned this way the whole day. I'd be happy with that. So it looks like we blew right through two levels of resistance and support. So I may keep these on just until we start to test this other level out in here and set a level somewhere about here. Looks like we're touching there. Is there anywhere else? Yeah. So this was kind of our high point. We'll set a line there. See what happens. I think earlier on in the pre-market we did reach way up here. Yeah. Although don't really know what was going on there. A lot of volume pushed into that for the after hours. Although not as much as we saw here. Looking at 35,000 versus the 17,000 over here. So that's 1170 there. And just a little bit higher. So anybody's guess as to what the level resistance will become for the time being. I'm gonna just use this one here. Could be a little bit higher, could be a little bit lower, but somewhere around that $11.50 mark. And if you are looking for a scalp opportunity here, we saw a pullback here. We'll set a Fibonacci retracement. If I can get, man, I don't know why I have so much trouble there. And I probably need to change the color of this retracement. You can see we just pull back slightly and continue on upwards. So as we tend to talk about here, if you have a stock and you take a look at it and it's going up, right? Macroscopically speaking, you see it trending upwards. You want to try to get in for a swing trade or a scalp opportunity. You wait for a pullback almost as we saw here, and there should be another one coming very soon. See a pullback, you wait for it to consolidate, you wait for signs of reversal, which is about, for me, 2 candles going back up, and then, you know, you have your opportunity there. And if you want to look for, you know, just above 2.5%, you can look for whatever you guys want. For me, if I'm doing a quick in and out, anything over 2.5% I'm happy with. Really, I'd like to look for about a 5%, which would be up here at about 1170. So it's some opportunity here, but with this stock being so volatile, I mean, it's really hard to say. Actually looking pretty good today on our options. Setting currently down just a little bit. Looks like the last was $82 here. Now that's 82 cents, but it is one options contract does equal 100 shares, so you just multiply that by 100, and you'll get you know, as of right now, 75 bucks. So when you close, when you sell to close a contract, you'll be paying the or selling for the bid price. When you're buying to open the contract, this on a call option, you'll be paying the ask price. So just keep that in mind when you do buy and sell. There's your buy price, there's your sell price. Yeah, so we're all over the place this morning here. Looking at a little bit of a consolidation here, right around this $11.35 mark, somewhere around there. We'll see what happens if we keep consolidating or we start getting this push. What we really need to see is start seeing some more volume pushing here. We're sitting okay, roughly between 800 and 500 or 600,000 in volume. Not too bad right here. About 4 or 5 minutes after open here, 6 minutes after open, we saw volume of 1.2 million. And if we keep this up throughout the day, we're going to be looking really good. And look at this thing move. Starting to gap up here. There's about 2.5%. I don't know why. I always have indigestion whenever I get on stream. Maybe it's just the coffee. So looking for this pullback that we were talking about a few minutes ago. We'll see a little bit of a retracement. And from this little run here, potentially going to test down at the 38.2% mark right there, which is about 11.29, 11.30. So we'll see if we even get that far down before we start to pull back up and make another run at it. So when you're looking for scalping opportunities, what you want to look for is a stock that is trending upwards, and you can do that in Thinkorswim. You can go to the scan and you can type in, okay, we want a stock between $5 and let's call it $30, right? We also want a volume that's trading between 500,000 and 200 million. And we want a stock change percentage from 0 to whatever. This is at 1000%, right? So we'll go through the scan here, and you can see it brings up just a lot of stocks, and you can see their net change and their percentage change. Now EEIQ, don't know what this is. Currently sitting at a price of $27.50, up $23.50 with a change percentage of 587.5%. So EEIQ, let's go check this out and see what this is. And it ran in the after hours market last night from $3.58 all the way up to $70. Let's check out some news on this. So it looked like it actually halted trading because it was up so damn high, 590% on the session. And there you go, new IPO. So looks like expected to open price at $8 a unit. There's 750K unit offering at $8 a unit, but we got up to $70. So We'll take a look at Roblox and see what Roblox did in the 2 days that it traded. So if this just barely opened, and you can see here the start, there's a red line there. The start of the IPO, just staying at about $3.58. If you knew about this one, my God, you made a ton right there. Again, they said it was about 500%. Jeez, I'm showing about 1,800% here. So currently up on the day after being down just a little bit at $16.83. Currently sitting at $27.50. So maybe that's where they're getting their percentage from, is where it opened, and that's 56% already on the morning. So not looking too bad here. Guys, just be careful with chasing this thing, but it could keep running up here. It is a fairly new IPO, and they are always very volatile and risky. If it were we're in the 1 minute section here, and this is kind of odd because we should be in the 1 minute, but for some reason I've only got like, oh, it's, you know what, it's still halted, guys. This thing is still halted, so we'll keep an eye over here on EEIQ. I'll add it to the watch list and see what this thing does. But I'm expecting to look for this thing to possibly rocket back up. I mean, it's just filled some gaps there. It looks like it was halted quite a few times. You guys can see, and I don't think that all these are halts, but I think when we look in the live news, halted there, halted there, halted there. So at least 3 times that we can see in there that it was halted on its way up. So very volatile, but potential for profit could be there. Continue to kind of consolidate throughout the night, and then as soon as we open, just started to shoot back up. So you guys be very cautious when entering a position in EEIQ, and let's actually analyze EEIQ and see what they are. EEIQ is the ticker symbol. Elite Education Group International Ltd. Elite Education Group International Limited is a holding company. The company, through its wholly owned subsidiary Quest Holding International LLC (QHI), facilitates study abroad and post-study services for Chinese students in the United States. Miami International Education Center LLC MIE is a wholly owned subsidiary of QHI. It partners with Miami University of Ohio to offer. I hate when they do that. You know, I'm thinking like, oh man, this thing's down in Miami, okay. And then, you know, if I looked right here, University of Ohio, Middletown, Ohio, right? So, University of Miami, Ohio, to offer its services to Chinese students interested in studying in the U.S., and it is located in southwestern Ohio. Miami University has 7 colleges, 5 different campuses, blah, blah, blah. Don't care about the college at this moment, just care about this company. So it sounds like this is some kind of foreign exchange student type service for university between Chinese students and the U.S. over here at University of Miami, Ohio. So we'll keep an eye on this to see when it resumes trading, if it has a pretty big drop off here, or if it continues to ride up. Don't think I have dry powder to play with this, but so I'll leave it alone just for now. Taking a look back over AMC, you can see we had the pullback now, waiting for it to consolidate, signs of reversal, and then to continue on upwards if you're going to scalp it. Whew, nasty little retracement. If we go from the low point, then yeah, even then, either way we're looking at it, nasty little reversal here. Not a great looking pullback, to tell you the truth. Either way you look at it, pulling back about 61%. So what we'd like to see is about 50% on the Fibonacci retracement, and that's a little percentage symbol here. Fibonacci, you just go from where you start the run up to the top of the run up. You can click it, and I know it's very hard to read, But you can see when we hit the point, we start to pull back, and on the pullback here, there's 50%, 61%. We touched it, no matter which way you look at it. Nasty little pullback here. So wait for it to consolidate out here, show signs of a reversal, and then trend on upwards, because we do have some profit here to take if you want to scalp this thing. Let's say it kind of trades sideways right around here. We start seeing a reversal in here, and you get it in here, and for now this looks to be our area of resistance. However, in the pre-market we were up to 11.55, so it's a little bit risky. There's your almost 2.5% there. If it was only down here, we're looking at like 1.1%, so maybe not much potential here for a scalp opportunity. You might have better looking elsewhere, but it's certainly possible to scalp AMC if you wanted to. I'm just a holder. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to keep holding, keep buying on the dips, not selling on the rips. Go back to EEIQ just to see if they've been unhalted yet, and looks like they're still halted, although halting should be no more than about 5 minutes. And they're just sitting rock steady. So we'll go back into our scans, look for some other stocks here. And this percentage changes, and these changes are from close of the previous day, I believe. Although that wouldn't make much sense, that EEIQ would be 587% higher than where it closed yesterday, unless this is the previous day close here. Even then, it's showing a low and a high. That doesn't make sense. So Banco Santander actually trading up a little bit on the day here. Currently sitting at $5.59, up 90 cents from whenever this is taken, and up about 19% here, 19.5%. So BSMX, we'll take a look at that ticker over here. I actually do bank with Banco Santander when I go to Mexico. I just use their ATMs, so that's about the extent of my banking relationship with them. However, my first car loan was through Santander, and God, it was an atrocious percentage rate. So yeah, it looks like they might have been halted a little bit here. I don't quite think so. Looking like they hit a high of $5.97 all the way from their low of $4.70, so not too much here. This is from the close of yesterday and the after hours here, up about 27%. Consolidating throughout the day, so not much has changed. That scan looks like it is from yesterday. Saw a good bit of volume here. Looks like some little bit of sell-off, but now it's going to consolidate throughout the day. So this thing may be done with its run-up, and not really sure what the news is over here. So it looks like it announced the filing of its annual report on Form 20-F for fiscal year 2020. But this is all the way back from March the 5th, so don't really know what the news is here, why it suddenly saw a spike. A little odd. Little fishy here, that you don't see hardly any volume, and then you see massive spikes of volume. What I'm gonna guess is that because this is a Mexican company, at least this is the Mexican branch of the company that's being traded, Banco Santander Mexico, that possibly, let's see if I can even see, I mean, I guess it is traded on the New York Stock Exchange here. Possibly they do something a little bit differently there that I don't know, where they only report you know, every so often. If we're to look here, that is 1252. No, because we got a shorter gap fill there, so not really sure what's going on there. And then we see normal kind of looking stock. So going back to EEIQ, let's see if they have been unhalted. Why did that not work? And still halted at 27.50. All right, so we did break through here like we talked about. We saw the pullback, consolidation. Now we're showing signs of reversal. Now, and I'm not a financial advisor, this is purely for entertainment, is around the time that you could possibly enter a position for a scalp. However, there's not much position here, as it looks like the highest point of resistance in the pre-market is only about 2.25%. So, um, you know, that shouldn't be tasting. And even then, in the regular trading hours right here, um, not not too much to gain from. I mean, even if you could sell there, you're looking at 1% now. So, but this just kind of show you guys what the setup would look like if a stock is trending. So forget that this is going downward right here, because it's not really what we want to see. We want to see something that's trending upwards, you know, kind of up. And we're waiting for a pullback. We're waiting for a little bit of consolidation and then signs of reversal to kind of keep on pushing with upwards momentum. And do this about 2 candles, and you'll continue up. So, and this is the 1 minute chart here. So that's what I like to do when I'm scalping. You see upward momentum. You see a little bit of a pullback, not as much of a healthy pullback as we would like to have seen. Again, this was about 61% here on the pullback. However, AMC is very volatile. You see there's 61.8%. So we saw the pullback, big pullback actually, and then signs of consolidation, and then now, you know, signs of reversal, 2 candles, and then boom, you know, maybe you get in somewhere around here in this range here when you get filled. And the only problem is, if you look at old levels of support and resistance, you got to look earlier in the day we were here. I mean, you're looking at 1.5%, just over 1%, possibly up here to 2.5%. So potential is there to scalp this thing and make a little bit of profit. So it is risky, and I'm not telling you guys what to do. Just showing you the potential for a little scalp opportunity here. So let's say we got filled at 11:30, and what is that? At 10 a.m. and we'll just kind of check, right? So let me just set a line here, and I'll just leave it right about there. So we'll see if within these this 15-17 minutes, if you can make that 2.5%, or if we're going to start kind of trading sideways for a little bit. Just see what happens in 15 minutes, and we'll come back. AMTX, as you guys know, we have a position here, and the reason why we have a position here is, if you look on the 20-day chart here, you can see we're really nicely upward momentum. And if we go to the 180-day chart, I mean, just massive bullish momentum here, from a low of about $2.80 all the way up. Oh, it's really low of 75 cents here, going back way back 180 days ago, 6 months ago. Up to the high 2 days ago of $27.44. Now, we were chasing this, and I knew we were chasing this, so I only entered into a position of 2 shares. At an average price of $26.70. So what turned into a little day trade scalp opportunity looks like it has turned into a swing trade, and you know, we've hit some volatility and dropped quite a bit from 26.70 all the way down to 20.30 yesterday. Market in a whole, if we look at the SPY, which is an ETF for the S&P 500, did take a massive hit yesterday as well for a little bit, and then traded upwards. So right now, currently sitting at $23.49, so just up from our low point here of about 14.5%, 15% here. So not too bad. We're moving in the right direction, and I've got a limit order set for $28, and I've also got an alert set here for $27.42. Once it hits above that price, I'll get an alert. I'll check it out, see what's going on, see if we've already kind of at the end of the run, or if, you know, we had a pullback and now we're starting to run up again, because that is a level of resistance here at this 27.44. If it looks like we're going to push through and start breaking upwards, I will maybe take this alert off and gain a little bit more. Right now, that's only 5% right now. 5% still not bad for like a 2-day swing trade. Remember, we only entered this position on Wednesday. Here it is 2 days later on Friday. So 5% in 2 days, not mad at it. Again, just kind of playing around with two shares, two positions in this stock here to test out the technical analysis and the day/swing trading. You know, didn't play it right for the scalp, and we'll take a look back. Zoomed in way too far. I need to look at a 5-day 1 minute actually. Alright, as you can see here, it started to run up, and instead of waiting for the pullback, I ended up, I thought it was going to be a very, very minor pullback, just seeing how nasty this thing had run up. And kind of got filled somewhere in here, 2670. So right here on the down, looked like it was moving up, and then ended up actually pushing down a little bit farther, and then just kind of trading down for the rest of the day, and a little bit sideways, bouncing off this line a couple times here at $26. So what we should have waited for is we should have waited for a pullback, a consolidation, and signs of reversal. However, you never really know what's going to happen with a stock, especially when it's already reached. This was its all-time high here. So on an all-time high, you never really know what it's going to do, if it's going to keep on running or if it's kind of done for a while, if it needs to take a breather. And in this case, this is what happened. Now we've hit the high. We're going for a little bit of a pullback, and it's probably what you've seen typical when we've hit all-time highs, is a little bit of a pullback and a reconsolidation for the next couple of days before it starts to make a run again. So if you were looking at something like this, maybe wait it out even a little bit longer to kind of see what it's looking like. Here it was looking okay and thought it might retest again, but again, their potential for profit just about 2.8%. So if you're looking for a quick scalp, anything over 2.5%, you could have got it in here. If you would have waited for the pullback, waited for some consolidation. You see over these 3 candles, 4 candles here, we're starting to consolidate just slightly, not a lot, and then signs of reversal, and maybe within here you start getting filled because we're pushing up above this level right here between these couple minutes here, if you'd use this as a mini level resistance. And somewhere you get filled right in here, and you look to just take your 2.5% and get out. Right there you are, you're in and out, boom, 2.5%. And you can do the same thing throughout the day. So you see here, we went back up, we started to trend downwards. We see some consolidation, but no signs of reversal, and we keep trending downwards, right? We trend downwards, we see some consolidation here, and then once you see we start to jump up over, you're waiting for 2 candles to kind of close over, and we don't see that. We see a little bit of a pullback again, and then we start to see one, boom, somewhere in here. Let's say you get filled right about here, and you let it run up. You see a little bit of a pullback, kind of wait it out, maybe set your limit here. You're not really out of the money yet, and see where it goes. If you hang on to it for even 20 minutes or so, now you're at almost 5%. So could have made the 5% on this trade if I would have waited for the pullback and played it smart. However, I just kind of rushed in and chased, which is why I advise you guys not to chase a stock, because you'll end up being a bag holder like me. And my arms are heavy holding these damn bags. So it looks like we're doing okay over here at Harley Davidson, and this is the 5-day 1 minute chart here. As you can see, hit a low of $32 and a high previously in the end of the start of the 5 days at 36.14. Currently sitting at about 35.78. We do hold a position here at Harley Davidson. I have held a position here for a very long time. You can see 42 positions long at an average price of $40. Currently down, net loss of $210. Up on the day of $18.90. Harley Davidson, we ride Harleys. We believe in their EV program that they are rolling out with bicycles and kids, I ought to say kids toys, because it's not really a bicycle, but it is. They're electronic bikes, or they're electric vehicle motorcycles. What would you call an EV bike? Just EV motorcycle? EM, electronic motorcycle? Electric motorcycle? It's all electronic. Everything, right? So anyhow, we're in this for a very long time. Been in here for like 3 or 4 years, so just kind of holding this for a long term. They used to have a good dividend, kind of cut that out a few years back, and we can take a look at it here. Dividend yield of only like 1.1%, actually down 240% from 2019 to 2020. Used to be about $1.50, which wasn't bad, not great. depending on where you get into the price point. And then 2020 moved down to 44 cents, so a year for a 21 cents quarterly it looks like. Actually, this is the annually, or is it? It says annual, but this could be per quarter right here. Nope, this is probably annually. So, anyhow, it's not looking good the way that it was. And we'll go back out and check EEIQ and see what they're doing, if they are still halted or if they're moving. And it looks like the halt has stopped, or has it? Currently sitting at $30.60. I don't really know what's going on with this stock here. Almost looks to be real time. And as you can see, this would not have went our way on the scalp. And if you would have set a stop loss of about 1.5%, you probably would have been filled. Even if you set it here, because you see this is a point, you don't want to get there. But let's say you set it right around here at 11.13. So we'll see if we get there to even hit trigger the stop loss here. And sometimes these scalping opportunities, they take a little bit. Sometimes they don't play out the way you want them to, and especially when a stock is volatile as this. And boom, there you go. All right, so you would have been filled right there, and you would have cut some losses at 1.5%. So not what we'd want to see. We wanted to see this thing kind of keep trading upwards, but looks like we're seeing a little bit of a sell-off here. And now we'll be looking to test new levels of support down here at about 11.13, 11.10, somewhere in here. Again, what you really want to look for is a stock that has high volume and a news catalyst and an upward trending momentum. Get over there. There we go. All right, so FSR, Fisker, and we talk about this, on this channel quite a bit as an EV play for the future when they start rolling out the 2022 Fisker Ocean. Looks like they hit a low of the last few days here. And I'm on a 5-day 1 minute, so we'll go back to the 1 day 1 minute. You can see yesterday hit a low of $16.76 and they've fallen from a high of 24.21, and even then, if we go back 20 days, from a high of 31.96. Now this was something to do with them announcing their rollout of this Fisker Ocean. So I had a lot of momentum going into it, and just as quick as it came up, it came and went back down. So looking at good price points to buy in, and I think anything under sub 17 is a pretty good price point. So I think I had some alerts set, and they had kind of trended back down. If we go look at a 180 day here, you can see we kind of traded around this $15 mark, and we used this level of support here to get a bounce. So this is all the way down here at about $16.23. And as you can see here, we kind of respected this level here that I had set previously at 17 or 16.95, and we hit there. So actually, what are you doing? Anyways, I'll zoom in here. So either look for this thing to kind of stay and trade on this line. We see the bounce here, and so if you can buy somewhere, if it bounces again and kind of in this area, it's a pretty nice area, but it's a long-term hold play. They don't have a dividend. You're waiting for them to release the Fisker Ocean or have some news catalyst attributed to that release of the Fisker Ocean, and to see a big swing. Other than that, you may just be holding this thing for, who knows, man. It may be a few years before this company is even really profitable. It took Tesla a very long time, so we'll see what happens with them. I'm keeping my eye on it. I don't currently own a position here, but it's one that I like to watch for the EV play. T-Cat doing its thing today, up to a high of $44. This one's all over the place. This is an NFT play. If you guys are not familiar, it's a non-fungible token, which is like a piece of digital art that there's only one copy of. And so we've been watching this thing, but it had a huge run up. Not sure why. Just went from like $4 all the way up to $74 in about 3 or 4 days. So it took them a little bit longer, but you can see the massive spikes in volume here. I mean, but this is on a 30-minute chart, so take that as it is. But you see it got a huge push, healthy pullbacks within here, and just really started to trade off. So it looks like we might be trading, consolidating through here. But again, this has only been 1 day, so maybe need a little bit more time to see where this is going to consolidate at. But it looks like it might consolidate around this $30–40 price range. And DLPN is another one of these. They're actually, I think, a marketing company, but you can see that they went from about low of $4.50 all the way up to $38, and then just slammed right back down. And looks like they're going to consolidate here for a little bit as well in this 15.5 price range, currently sitting at 15.28. But this is DLPN, Dolphin Entertainment. Let's see if I can get this to even pull up again. Out of Coral Gables, Florida. It's an entertainment and marketing company, and something to do with EFTs here that I wish I could find the article. So there is an article in here. So here's the CEO. This says Hall of Fame CEO, so I think Hall of Fame is owned. Let's see, they own 42 West, The Door, Shorefire, Viewpoint, Computer, Animation. Don't see anything that says Hall of Fame in here, but it's possible they're attributed. So Hall of Fame CEO, when asked, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's saying in this article that they are not an NFT company. They're a sports entertainment company, and NFTs have become a part of their business. So, and there's a little video here on YouTube, so. American Airlines sitting pretty at 23.05. Get rid of the noose here. Shorten this thing back up and hit a low of 21.01. I swing traded this or scalped it a few weeks back. You know, took a couple percentage off of it, 4 or 5%. Got out, got in, out, got real quick 1 day, and as you can see, there's about 7.5% there. So opportunities there. You never know what it's going to do, right? It could just turn up a little bit and pull back and consolidate. Unless there's a news catalyst, and in the news, so it looks like today they're announcing scores of new routes, although that doesn't seem to be affecting the price very much. And I think this is just like just an article here from BZ, but no real big news. Looks like we see some good volume here for this, and I'd have to see the shares outstanding, not 3As. So wow, 639 million shares outstanding with a market cap of 14.76 million. So could have made some nice run here. So we'll take a real close look here. If you think this thing's moving up for whatever reason, you start to see volume push into it, or that has a news catalyst. Again, we'll keep going over this and over this and over this. You're waiting for a pullback, signs of a consolidation, and then signs of reversal. Sorry. Looking for upward momentum, a pullback, consolidation, signs of reversal. At least 2 candles higher than where you consolidated at. So somewhere in here. Let's say you get filled there. And there you are. There's 1.78%. And if you hang on to it, right, let's see that you get filled here. You set your stop loss down here about 1.5%. You would not have been triggered for your stop loss, even though you would have went down. If you would have just rode it out patiently, boom, you're on up here, and there you are, 6%. So could have even purchased more on the downswing after you see some more consolidation here, just to lower your price. So you see the consolidation, you see we'll start to close above where we consolidated at. You get filled right in here, and then you start to see it pull back. Maybe you want to take some profit there, or if you want to set it for 5% and just leave it alone. If it hits that in a day, 5% in a day is kind of tough to do for most stocks unless you have that volume or that news. So we looked at Fisker. Really hate to look at SNDL because I'm bag holding on this one and not any closer to it. Just trade about 117, 116. So nothing really new going on here. A lot of volume pumped into this thing, but again, we talked about this a few days ago. Something odd with the volume, kind of what we saw with Bank of Santander, Mexico, is that you see very little volume, and then you see a massive spike in volume, and then very little, and then a massive spike. But this, however, the barcoding here, I don't fully understand why this thing barcodes the way that it does. Looking over at Palantir, currently sitting at $22.85. A little bit going on here. See a nice little W here, and boom, continue to go on upwards. So looks like it's consolidating out a little bit. Still a high range here for consolidation. I don't really like that, but I do like this. You see this nice W here, and then we start to move upwards. So excuse me. Sorry about that. But when you see a nice clean W like this, you can see an upward trend here. It is a bullish pattern and a bullish signal. EEIQ still kind of stuck here. Don't know what's going on with that, so we'll just leave that alone, and we will get back and watch our baby over here, AMC. Looks like we found some support, and again, I think that at $11, just that mental number of that even number there, 11, which is an odd number, but the even 1100 side of that number is where we're going to find ourselves here. Somewhere just kind of playing around with it, right? We'll start pushing down, testing that area. Do we want to stay in that range? We'll see what this afternoon has to offer. We're still very early in the morning, and we might see a lot of volume push into this thing in the afternoon, as we typically do on Fridays when market is about to close. We see a lot of volatility moving into this stock. So if we go back and look at last Friday, we had the battle of 14, and we lost that one. But that was on the 19th, I believe. So was it? Oh, well, gotta look at the 1 minute here. Rox, what are you doing down there? Oh shit, whatever. Just get me there. Oh man, it's gonna take a while. All right, here we are. Oops, right there on the. Did I pass it already? Yep. So it actually tells me Friday down on the very bottom. So this is what we're looking at. Like last Friday, had a massive sell-off. Opened the day somewhere around 14.14. Sold off all the way down to 13.30 or so, 13.28, and then clawed our way back up to about that $14 mark, and just kind of consolidated throughout the rest of the day here, trying to see where we're gonna finish the day. Just barcoded. But this was massive manipulation, I believe. You can see how we barcoded on this stock, which normally has a lot of volatility and a lot of movement in the stock, and we just barcoded. It was because they were just changing 1 penny at a time on the bid and ask. So they were just shorting the crap out of this thing, just setting it and trying to keep it stable, and then they tried a little ladder attack here to short us down below that $14 because they did not want to finish above $14, which would have put a lot of options contracts. I had 2 of them in the money. So you can see in the last few minutes, I mean, start to see about 2 million in volume there, 600,000 there, 800,000 there. And it looks like this is probably on the day, 48 million on the day, 672, 331. So really kind of a low volume day actually, for this last hour or so, and then the last 10 minutes just kind of push this thing down. So here we are back at today, and actually probably, other than that massive sell-off they had last Friday, a little bit more movement than what we saw, but it's still very early on. Look over at AT&T. Currently hold about 108 positions long here. Average price of $28.98. Currently net profit, with a net profit of $169. $51 on the day actually. So looking really good over here in AT&T. And you know why we love AT&T is because of that damn dividend. The dividend was at 7.23% over on AT&T. Probably a little bit lower now because the price is running up here. Still saying dividend yield annually is 7.23%. So great dividend that they have there. That's why we're invested into AT&T as a long-term hold. Just kind of balance out our portfolio. But currently looking like, from where we open at, if I could get a click, about less than 1%. So not bad, 1% is 1%. But that's what we want to see with a with our whole with a stock like this. This is like our base, our foundation. You don't want it to move a lot, right? We want it to be going upwards, but slow and steady is good. We'll pull up the flexible grid here, and if you guys will excuse me, I will be back in just a few moments. I'll leave you guys right here on the AMC and GME charts. And I need to fill in these candles. If I can remember where it's at. Appearance. There we go. Fill on the green. And same here. There we go. Currently sitting at 209 on GME and 1111 on AMC. I will just probably pull this back to here. And maybe even a little bit farther here. Alright. I'll leave you guys there, and I'll be back in just a moment.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, sorry guys about the brief absence there. Had to get a refill on the coffee. And GameStop looking like it's holding pretty strong here, consolidating around this 210 mark, somewhere in there. I'll pull up just the AMC so we can take a look over here. And looks like we broke through this level of support and seeing some decent volume moving in here, just roughly between 500,000, right around the 500,000, 700,000 mark in the last like 5 minutes or so. Big push down though. So we'll see if we bounce off this 1080 mark, which we had used previously for a level of support a while back that I did remove, and see if we can get this thing back up. I think this might be a battle for $11 today to close above 11. If I were to guess, I think we can close above 11. I still think that this is a good price point to enter into. Seeing as how we were at $14 last week, I think $11 is a pretty good entry point. You know, if you want to average your position up or whatever, anything sub 14 I like. I mean, I like the stock. I'm going to keep buying it. So, you know, we'll see what happens here. But the way that it's looking is that we're going to have a real battle for $11. And that might be where we close out today, just under 11. Or right around 11.
Mic off. Mic on.
Sorry about that. The pollen and the allergens right now this time of year are really bad, and they affect me quite a bit. So as you guys can probably tell, I'm a little stopped up this morning. Just a lot of pollen in the air, and you know, not doing too much here. Little slow this morning on AMC, but that's fine. We're in this thing for the long hold. And what do we take a look at? Looks like we're doing okay over here with AMTX. Nice little push here. About 6% there. So some scalping opportunities within this. Because if we look at the 5-day, it looks like we found our bottom here yesterday at about $20.50. And we're going to start continue our movement back up to where we were at. So I'm anticipating in the next few days we'll see this thing kind of retest that all-time high of 27.44, and we'll get back into to green territories here. Currently only down $5 on the position. Rocket, on the other hand, I think we went into some great detail, or not really great detail. We went into some detail on Rocket and that dividend that they released. And so even though we got in and we're left holding the bag here on Rocket at an average price of $29.65, and I knew going into this that I was chasing it, so I only went 2 positions long, even though I could have went a lot more at the time. I knew that we would be chasing it. However, what I was not aware of was that they did have a dividend of $1.11 for the quarter. So we made like $2.22 just from holding the bag here. So when we start looking into some, and you can see I've been holding this thing for quite a while here. Looks like we'll consolidate though around this range. And who knows where we'll go. Could shoot back up, but I will wait until this thing drops even farther, and I might add to my position. If they're going to keep this $11 or $1.11 dividend quarterly, that's a really good dividend, and I'll take that. So I might throw some more in here, average my position down, get a little bit more cash in here just to get that dividend. Although I don't know if that's a one-time deal, but if they keep doing that dividend, it's pretty valuable. Yeah, so AMC gonna be a battle for $11 today, I think. currently at 1098, and it looks like that's going to be the battle for this week, is the $11 battle. But if we look back 2 weeks ago, I think we closed. I'll just go back here, and if we look back, so the 19th, if we look back on the 12th here, you can see that it's right around the area where we closed at. Right here. Don't really see the close. Looks like it said 11.14 that we closed there. That was 2 weeks ago. So we're going to be around that range. You know, we had a really strong week the next week where we closed almost at 14. If I can find the dates here, I'll just zoom out this way. And you see over here we closed just under $14. It was like $13.93 or something, I think is where we actually closed last Friday. So we had a really strong week. Shot back up and then kind of traded off a little bit, traded back up and then back down. So really strong week through here, even though we had a nice little pullback. But if we go back a few more weeks, we can see here down to 10, and even farther back where we're closing at 8, and I think 8 again back here somewhere. So 2 weeks at 8, 1 week at 10, 1 week at 11, then we had the 14, and then we're back down to 11. So looks like we found our bottom here, and we're starting to trend back upwards. So looking for a pullback here. And I know this is hard to see, so I'll zoom in a little bit, and I got a lot of lines here. I'm going to change the color of this Fibonacci retracement here in just a moment. But you can see we're just going through a little bit of a pullback here. So bouncing right off this 38.2% Fibonacci retracement line. So still very healthy for us to keep upward momentum. So I'm not concerned at all. However, depending on when you look at the start of the run, you know, this is from a few weeks ago. Depending on where you look at, let's just set it there. You can see we pull back pretty harshly, all the way down to about 78%. So, but we know what the cause of this was. This was massive short selling here. But currently where we sit, I'm not too concerned with this little pullback because we're starting to run back up. So we did find some support down here. Now we're moving back up. A little bit of a pullback. We'll start consolidating and then continue to move upwards. So not worried the least bit. Sorry guys, I feel kind of down today. I'm just, man, I feel exhausted right now. Allergies, exhaustion. It's been a long week, but we'll keep it going next week. Take a couple days off and be back at it on Monday. And for some reason, I'm not seeing our EEIQ in the watch list. Yeah, it's currently sitting at 2104, But again, I don't know how these play out because these candles are quite, let's see here, 1047, 1012. So this looks like it's a about a 35-minute duration here. That's a 1-minute duration. So I don't know if it's just a halting that's going on with EEIQ or what, but that's what that is. So it is what it is. We were just looking for some stocks to take a look at. So Banco Santander, Mexico is sitting at 560 here. See if there's anything else we want to really take a look at for a possible scalp. ATNF currently sitting at 749, up 164. So ATNF, let's take a look over here. And looks like this might be a new IPO as well. I wonder if this is any part of the education sector that is causing EEIQ to pop up. Don't really see any news on it. So it looks like they're being recognized as pioneers of research and development in anti-inflammatory therapeutics. Had a really nice run up here from about $5 all the way to 14 in the pre-market. TCAT doing all right over here, just kind of going through some consolidation, still up from yesterday's close. But we came to see AMC and what it's going to do, and just kind of looking like it's going to be pretty slow here. Starting to form a little W, see if we can push back up to this level of resistance here and get back up to make a run at this $12. That's where I'd like to see it end at today. I'd be super stoked if we end above $12 today. However, I think the battle is going to be for $11 right now. AMTX not doing too bad. Sitting currently at $24. We're just gonna wait this thing out for a few more days and get some green and close our position out here in the positive. Rocket currently down. Like I said earlier, I'll wait till this thing just drops down a little bit more, and then I'll add to my position, lower my average, and hold this thing, and hopefully we get that dividend again. One we haven't talked about today is Sensonics, ticker symbol SENS. Doesn't look like much is going on here. A little bit of a sell right there. Found some support at 274, so it looks like they'll probably hover right around this range here. See if they drop below. So I think we currently hold at 375, so down about $90 in this position, holding 87 positions long here. Average price of 375, so this is a long-term play for us. We're not worried about this one bit. If we see this thing really drop down below and we hit below $2, I will look to add substantially to this position here. So we saw it earlier on, looks like last Friday. So we'll see if we get back down there and test that again, and then I'll purchase some more shares. I guess while we're here, let me try to figure out how to edit this Fibonacci retracement. So this is going to be my drawing tools here. Not exactly. Close. Boom. There we go. So that should be a lot easier for us to see moving forward. And man, are they really trying to get this thing down to $10 today? Not looking good. Just stepping down. Take a look at the level 2s here. See what's going on. Yeah, just constantly stepping down. Not what we would like to see. $111 there, 115 at 1060. 111 at 1060. And nope, couldn't do it. So we've already been going for about an hour and a half. I don't think I'm going to stream for too long today. I got some stuff to take care of. I need to go get a haircut, a little shaggy, shave, clean up, and just take a break. I'll come back in and we'll probably stream for another hour to 2 hours this afternoon during the power hour, and just maybe right after closing, and finish up our closing arguments here. Opening statements for today. Just want to conclude with Well, let's take a look over at GME before I get out of here and see, because GME and AMC typically mirror each other, and GME having a bit of sell-off itself, however, not as bad as AMC. And I think their goal is today is to close above 200 for GME. That's going to close a lot of options in the money. AMC, I think our goal should be anything $11 to close would be really nice for the week. And with where we were at a couple days ago, I'm super happy with being above 11 and closing above 11 for today, and all those options that are, will be in the money on at $11. Don't think there's anything that I want to take a look at while we're still here. Yeah, I mean, we're doing okay. See a little bit of green on the board. Anyhow, I want to thank you guys for watching. Sorry, it's kind of just a real chill stream this morning. I'm still feel like I'm half asleep here. I'm on the second cup of coffee, and I still just feel like super out of it and tired. And it almost looks like AMC is feeling the same way. She's just constantly moving down. So, thank you guys for watching. I always forget, left side, right? Left side. You guys can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. YouTube's already here, you know where it's at. We'll be getting into some more. We do this pretty much every day for a while. Just trading the opening hour to 2 hours of the market. Come back in, maybe a couple minutes before market close or just right after close, and just kind of recap where we're at for the day. So just to kind of close up, currently sitting at 10.55. Goal is to close AMC at $11. I'm happy with 11, and 10 is even fine with where we set 2 days ago. So you guys seeing this price, just kind of dropping out and stepping down, don't worry about it. We're higher than we were at a few days ago, and it's going to be a slow ride. We don't know when it's going to squeeze, if it squeezes at all, but the potential is there for us to make massive profits, and it's going to take some time. We don't know when it's going to happen, so just remember, this is a war. This is only just the battle of this Friday, just like we had the battle of 801 and the battle of 14, unfortunately, which we lost last week. Today's the battle of 11, so we'll see. It's a lot of give and take, and it's just how the market goes. So I ain't mad at it. I'm going to keep on holding and keep averaging my position up when I have the opportunity, which actually could be today. Might throw some stuff in here. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the day, see where we end up at, and see if I'm going to add any more to my position right now. I kind of like that even number of 300, so which is an odd number, right? 3, no, it's even number. So we'll see. Before I leave off, I'll just leave you again with just the price here. Gamestop trading at 188, so they're starting to short that thing down as well. Looks like it's taking a little bit longer than it is taking for AMC to be shorted down, but AMC is sitting at 1050, and we'll see what happens this afternoon. Thanks for you guys watching again. I'm gonna get a haircut. I'm gonna relax for a little bit. Hope you guys do the same. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you this afternoon. Peace.
Mic off.